So good afternoon, everybody. I'll go without a microphone. It's Jeff Whiteman. I'm one of your stadium announcers for tomorrow. These are two final press conferences before tomorrow's Muller anniversary games. We had hoped that we were going to do a 3 and a 2, and that the first one would be 3 hurdlers, whatever the collective noun is for hurdlers, a bonanza of barriers, a Muller-liciousness of hurdlers. Aries Merritt is training, so he'll be going in the second batch, joining Captain Skippers and Elaine Thompson. The format is photographs here, so I think they'll have their bibs on and we'll get them to stand up in a moment. A few questions from me, then questions from you, and then that's it. So there's no one-to-ones unless you've agreed one in advance, and then we'll hand the baton over to our second batch of athletes. An update on the weather: it is fantastic.
That's perfect.
It's always like this in London in July. And some tickets are still available on a walk-up basis, so if you get the chance to promote that, then please do. So first of all, for our visual press, would you mind standing so we can get a look at your bibs, please?
Just come forward, guys, from the...
Yeah, thank you very much.
Just to the centre here, guys, please.
Come in.
And go to your left.
Yeah.
Right, thank you. There you go.
Okay, guys, just straight down at me. Lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. Well, I didn't introduce our first two guests, Karen Clements, the double Rio Olympic gold medalist, and Kendra Harrison, who set a world record in this stadium 12 months ago today. And I'm going to ask everybody the same question. You're not from round here, so when you're at home and you think of London, what do you think of? Who wants to go first?
Go ahead.
Well, my memory is, I won a Diamond League last year. I have very, very good memories, so I expect to do the same thing tomorrow.
Kendra?
Yes, I also have really good memories here. I'm looking forward to the stadium, a full stadium, and just going out there and giving a really good performance.
And a year ago, you were being very brave about not having qualified for Rio, and the consolation was going to be that you were going to attack the world record. And you did. And initially, I think you dipped under the beam, so the time that was given was the second place athlete. Did you feel it in yourself that it was quick?
Not really. I felt like I got out really well, and I knew that I ran across the line first. But when I saw 12.5, I was just like, okay, can you just be glad that you won? So then to have Nia Ali tap me on the shoulder and say, look, you broke the world record, it just made that moment even more special.
Can you remember everything about it, or is it all a little bit of a blur?
It's a blur.
and you're rounding into very, very good form. Conditions are perfect. Dare we hope?
The goal is just to go out there and win. I want to run fast, but the ultimate goal is world championships.
And for you, when you're a collegiate athlete, you did an awful lot of 400-meter hurdles very well. Is that parked indefinitely, or might you have a dabble?
Me and my coach are still thinking about that. We're not sure what next year holds, but that's definitely something that I'm considering.
And Karen, in your event, what would constitute a good outcome for you for tomorrow in a loaded field?
Pretty much to win. It's time to run fast. The World Championship is in 3-4 weeks, and I'm expected to go out there and give a good race, execute a good race plan, and to have fun.
And time-wise, do you ever target a time or just the win?
Once I execute my race plan and I give my best, I think the time will come.
And if you were doing odds, as in betting odds, in the countdown to London 2017, what would the odds be in your event? What would you say?
The odds,
Jack Green in it.
The odds would be in my favor. But honestly, when it comes to big races, I know how to put it on. I know how to zone in and to give a good performance when the time comes. I always say, the meets leading up to the World Championships is a warm-up, and I get better as the season progresses. And in the USAs, I ran really well, throughout the rounds. I was using the rounds as a warm-up, I would say, because, I had a bye for Worlds. So I feel ready for the World Championships.
And for both of you, when you sit out and plan a season, you've obviously got things that can go right and wrong, qualifications most years. Has the season gone to plan for both of you so far? Is it exactly as you wanted it?
For myself, no. I broke my hand in Doha, and I had to get back and get surgery. So just to be able to come back and get ready for World Champs, I'm just really glad to be back.
I think for me, I think I am on pace like how I did last year. I'm around the same times as I did last year around this point. So I'm just going to come tomorrow and give a good race and have a good outcome and see what happens for the 3 weeks training and go to World Championships and do what I did, in Rio, which is to give a good performance.
Athletes will always say they're not superstitious. There's nothing they cling on to on race day that they have to do or don't have to do. But inevitably, when you ask, there is something. There's either something they have to eat or something they have to listen to music-wise, something they have to wear. What about you two? Are you superstitious?
Well, I usually eat Subway, 6-inch sandwich, but tomorrow I probably won't eat it.
Karen?
Just music. I listen to my music mostly before I run.
Barry Manilow?
No, I'm Mariah Carey.
Questions from you? Hands up. Yes.
Kendra, of course, the world record, massive accomplishment, but especially considering what happened last year and the build up to the Rio Olympics, how important is it for you to come here to London next month and get on top of that podium?
I think it's very important. It's something that I really want, and I've trained really hard, and I feel like I have what it takes. Mentally, I think I'm in a better place than I was last year, so I'm excited.
It's the difference between an existing world record and breaking it. What is it? The start, attacking the first hurdle, stride pattern? What's the difference?
Probably just believing in yourself that you can actually do it. It's easy to say one thing and kind of on the inside not really believe it, but just having belief in yourself.
Did it feel perfect, the run here last year? Or did you think, I just clipped that one, or I could have been quicker between that one?
I felt like it was perfect, but, Coach had something else to say.
What did he say?
I didn't get out as well as I probably could have, but towards the end, I started floating over the last couple hurdles.
Floating as opposed to driving over?
Yeah, stepping down, yeah.
Floating being a bad thing?
Yeah.
Who else? Who's next? Larry.
For Karan, 400-meter hurdles is obviously a very tough race. What do you do to train to deal with the last three hurdles? Do you do anything specific for a good finish?
Just what I've been doing for the past couple of years, just working the turn. I think that for me has been the weakest point of my race, which is the turn. And I think once I work the turn, the straightaway will take care of itself. And just being aggressive, honestly.
Yes. Kendra, again, you are a coach. You're training alongside your very good friend, Omar McLeod. Two exceptional hurdlers. How do you complement each other? What's that dynamic like?
Well, I think Omar is a really bubbly person. He's an extrovert, I'm an introvert, so we kind of like mix. We push each other at practice. We both have the same goals. We both want to be great. So we both complement each other really well.
Did you watch the athletics in Rio last year? Are you one of those that is a fan and will watch anyway, or could you not bear it?
Oh, no, I watched.
All of it?
Yeah.
Any big moments apart from your own event? What do you like to watch in track and field generally?
I like the 400. Seeing him break the world record, that was just amazing.
Do you think, just on that, do you think Van Niekerk is the man to fill Bolt's shoes, or are they impossible to fill as a sport?
He will take care of himself as far as, whoever going to take the throne, take the throne, doesn't matter who it is.
Anybody else? Larry.
Kenny, what did the 12:28 say for you? You're pretty happy now with the way everything's going?
Yes, I'm very happy. It just shows that I'm in shape, and even though I had a mishap a month ago, that I'm still on track to get the job done.
When you travel about as hurdlers, do you have any difficulty getting access to training facilities when you're on the move and away from your home base? I mean, you arrive in a venue and you've got warm-up training, but what about in between times? Is it a challenge?
I'm not really. I guess when I go to track meets, there's always hurdles for the athletes to have. So for me, it's not really a problem.
Yeah, I like to agree. I think they do a great job making sure that there is hurdles for our events.
Everybody done? Okay. Thank you very much. Good luck to you both tomorrow. Enjoy the weather. It won't last.
Thank you.
Grab a seat, grab a seat. So welcome back everybody to the last leg of the the day before the Muller anniversary games. Daphne skippers, Elaine Thompson and Aries Merritt. Same drill, in a moment we'll pause for a photo with the branded bibs on, then it'll be questions from me, questions from you, and then unless you've pre-booked something, that's it. So folks, if you'd like to stand, we'll, yes, and grab a Mullerlicious pot of yoghurt as well for the photo.
Okay.
There's one with gold on it.
I have to put my gum on that.
You're going to move.
Guys, come forward
of the wall.
Yeah, come forward.
Over here.
Just this way, please, guys. To the centre, please.
And to your left, please. Right here, thank you. Very good, thank you. Okay, guys, straight down at me, please. Lovely. Thank you.
Thank you. So the question I've asked everybody, and which I'll ask you, and Aries has had prior warning of this, is when you think of London, when you're somewhere away at home, what do you think of? What are your thoughts on the city, the venue?
When I think of London, I think of winning the Olympic Games, to be honest. Another thing that I think of when I think of London is diversity and good food.
Good food?
Yes.
Good man. Good man. Elaine, do you think of good food when you think of London?
Definitely.
Daphne, what are your thoughts on London as a place? What do you think of it? What are the snapshots?
For me, it's special because it was my first Olympics. I was really young for the heptathlon was in that moment, but it was really special to be there, and it's always nice to be in the same stadium as the Olympics.
So Aries, very special memories for you, but for those that don't know, you've had an extraordinary 4 years since, including a kidney donation from your sister just after the Beijing Games. When we met you in Birmingham, before the indoor Grand Prix there, and for those that had had their lunch, it was a bit awkward to think about, but your kidney was still moving, wasn't it? It was giving you issues when you were in a hurdles position. Have things sort of leveled since then?
Yes, my kidney is now, it's deeper inside, it's more internalized now, and so it's not really wiggling about like it was before. And so everything's stable, everything's working properly, so I'm able to do my trail leg mechanics without pain, and that's always great, especially when you're running hurdles.
And your season's going pretty well. Should we be having a little bet on you for the World Championships?
Of course, of course. My coach is training me for the championships, and so everything that I've done up until this point is just a precursor of what's to come.
And Elaine, the women's 100 metres tomorrow has heats. How do you approach that when you have that in a Diamond League where you're going to be doing 2 races just within an hour and a half of each other? Do you experiment? How do you treat them?
Well, otherwise from running heats in a competition, it's the first time running heats in a Diamond League, and it's a training process for us to prepare for the championship, which is next month. So running the heats is just to get a blowout to go to the final. Actually, it's a race plan to go into in the World Championship.
And for you, having had such an extraordinary year last year in a country that is so nuts about sprinting, how has life changed? How is life different for you back in Jamaica?
Well, Elaine is the same Elaine. Nothing much has been changed, but the lifestyle has been changed because I am a role model to everybody. So all I need to do is just to try to inspire the younger ones, because when I was growing up, a lot of Jamaican superstar inspires me. So it's my duty to inspire the younger ones coming up, so to guide them, lead them in the right path, that they can be a champion one day like myself.
Do you think in 30 years' time we'll still be talking about Jamaican sprinters, or might they get diverted into basketball and football and things like that? Or is the production line of Jamaican sprinters there forever?
It is there before I even was born, and it's still going to continue because because even in our national boys and girls championship, we have a lot of talented athletes, and some of them is on their way going to Kenya now to represent Jamaica. And the tradition is still going strong. It's building more and more. So after we head out the sports, we have a lot more coming in.
Daphne, how has life changed for you? In a country which doesn't have that many track and field superstars, can you live your life as you wish in Holland these days?
No, but after Beijing was for me the biggest change because when I walk on the street, everybody knows me and want to have pictures with me. But for now, it's normal life and it's normal for me, and that's really cool to walk. And it's a bit different than a couple of years ago. Yeah.
Do you thrive on that? I mean, the fact that they'll have put medals around your neck for the World Championships this year already, or does that sort of add a layer of anxiety to you, counting down to a World Championship?
I give myself more pressure than that the country do, but I'm feeling good, and I think, the Netherlands hopes always that we get some medals in world-class sports, so that's very special for them.
And what are your expectations from tomorrow? What constitutes a good performance for you?
For me, it's perfect to do 2 races. I like that, to do try for the World Championships, and I'm very happy with that, and we'll see what happened.
I noticed that when the cameras came to you in the warm-up area in Lausanne, you warm up a long time in advance, don't you? It's a pretty extensive warm-up for you, or would you say that's normal among sprinters?
For us, it's normal. I don't know how others are doing, but for me, it's normal to do a long warm-up and then to do a good training.
So for something like tomorrow, where you've got 2 races in such close proximity, do you just keep moving, essentially? Warming up, cooling down, warming up, cooling down?
Yeah, I think it is a normal warm-up, then do the heats, and then a small warm-up before the final.
And is that something, when you get to a championship and you're racing pretty much every day, whether it's in a 100, 200 or relay, is that what adds to the wear and tear and the stress that you are going through that whole process, call rooms and all the tension around that?
Yeah, I'm always really relaxed. I'm never nervous. That's easy for me, but normally it's very important to do the warm-up and then, of course, the call room and then the race and then a good cool down and then go to the next race.
So as between the 2 of you, what do you expect from Elaine? When you're in a call room, is she quiet? Is she one of the loud ones? Is she very vigorous?
That's a good question. Normally you think about yourself in that moment and you walk around, but I think everybody is quiet in the sprint world. That's normal, and to move around a bit, and that's it.
Elaine, is Daphne quiet in the call room?
Well, to be honest, I don't normally see anybody in the call room. I just focus on myself. I'm the calmest one, as I said, but I don't focus on anybody else. I just go in my war zone and just focus on me.
Daphne says she doesn't get nervous. Do you get nervous before a major event?
You have to get nervous, but you have to know how to overcome that nervousness. And if you don't get nervous, you don't know what the outcome is going to be or how good you are. And I do get nervous, but I just know how to control them.
Questions from you? Yeah.
Elaine, of course, we all know you will be doing 200 meters at the World Championships last month, but we haven't heard your thoughts on not doing the 200, especially considering what happened in the year last year. So how do you feel about that I guess, the
Well, we have decided to do only one this year. Happy with doing the 100 because last year it was a tough one to double. It was my first Olympic, first time doubling at a championship, and I have done awesome. It takes a lot of hard work, and to double, it really takes a lot of hard work as well. And doing the 100 meter this year would give me a little bit of more push and focus to see how much more I can go and to look forward for 2020 and to see if I can go to double in that year. But I'm just focusing on 100 now because if you look back on 2015, it was my major championship, our championship. I did only the 200. This year I chose to do the 100. So last year I doubled, so it kind of equals to do single, come double, single. So 2020 definitely double again.
In the relay, Bolt always says that the Jamaican men don't practice that much as a squad, and that he thinks the Brits and others perhaps practice a bit too much and get too worked up about it. What about the Jamaican women?
Well, everybody is not in the same training camp. Everybody doesn't train in the same country. So to do relay practice, it probably takes away from you from doing your individual event. So the relay practice is not that 100%, but once you know how to collect baton and to, sometimes you can just estimate a markup. We are like professional athletes, so we work professional. So the relay is not much of a focus than to do your individual event.
Have you done any practice yet as a four?
No, not as yet.
So it's still to come in the last 4 weeks?
Yes.
What could possibly go wrong?
Well, just don't run away from the markup.
Larry, yeah.
Aries, how are you today?
I'm well.
You told us at the indoor what you like to do is kind of race yourself into racing fitness. Is that what you'll be doing over the next few weeks?
Yes, that's exactly what I'll be doing. I have a few meets lined up after this one, and then from there I'll be training in the UK in Birmingham for about a week or so, maybe 2 weeks, and then go over to London, the venue, and then I'll run 5 days later. But every time I've run this year, I've run better and better and better and better. My times just keep dropping and dropping and dropping, so it's only a matter of time before I get back to where I was before. But it's a process. It doesn't just happen overnight. You know, I had a major surgery, and that's something that you have to overcome, and I'm doing my best to overcome that, and I think I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah. Anybody else? Yes.
I'm also with you. Merit, the 110 meters hurdles, you have Omar Mutho, the Jamaican, who's Olympic champion. You know, have Ronald Levy. I don't know if you heard about him. That is now. Do you think about who is running? Do you think about the Jamaicans when you run against them? How do you feel about competing about the Jamaicans? And is that a major factor when you, for example, Daphne, Elaine is not running the 200 meters. Are you happy that she's not running? And how do you think about your competitors when who is lining up with you in a specific event? And are you relieved when you know don't have Elaine running against you? And Elaine, for the 100 meters, do you feel more relaxed, or are you more nervous when you have a Daphne with you competing for the Worlds?
So let's do it in order that they were our series first.
I feel like hurdling as a whole has gotten a lot better for everyone. Ever since I ran the world record in 2012, like the standard of what's great in the hurdles has shifted. And so you see a lot more people running 13.0 and under. It's a new era of hurdling, a new era of training, and a lot of people are running well. As for Omar and Levy are concerned, I think they're great athletes. You know, Omar's an Olympic champion. He's run sub 13 twice this year. That's really great. And Levy has run, is that how you pronounce it? Levy. And so Levy is, he's running very well as well. But when I'm running at a major championship and in a Diamond League, I can't focus on what everyone else is doing. I can only focus on what I can do, because at the end of the day, someone can go out and break a world record, and it doesn't matter because I have to focus on my lane and what I'm doing. And so at a championship setting, I'm aware that they're there, but I'm not focused on them. I'm just focused on me, because there's 10 barriers and they're your biggest enemy, because if you hit one, you're done.
Daphne, I think the question was, are you glad Elaine's not doing the 200?
For me, it doesn't matter who's there. I think there are a lot of talents in the whole world, from America, from Europe, from Jamaica, every place. And on that moment, you focus on yourself, exactly the same. It's on the line, and you do your own thing. When you're not doing that, then you're not running a good race. So the only focus is to try to run your own good race.
And Elaine?
Both said the same thing, focus on yourself. And in track and field, you need to focus on somebody else, because you don't want to say, okay, who is better than who? You know you're better than everybody else, so just stay in your own lane. Same thing you do in practice, just bring the same thing on the track, probably more aggressive or more effort. So I just try to just focus on myself. If 8 or 9 of us end up in the lane, my lane is going down to the line, so I just stay in my line, stay in my zone.
Are the USA and Jamaica both having holding camps in Birmingham? I should know the answer to this. Are you both back in Birmingham again this time, as you were for 2012?
Yeah.
Jamaica?
I guess.
You don't seem that enthused about the prospect. Do you hang out together as teams, as fellow sprinters, or are you different session bookings at the track and buying each other warily from the other side? How does it work?
Well, in 2012, I didn't even see, nor did I know that Jamaica was there. I think they don't even train in, maybe, I don't know if they trained at the same track that we trained at. We're training at the Alexander Stadium. Yeah. And so, I mean, either they're training at a completely different hour than us, and staying at a completely different hotel than us, so I never saw them, to be honest.
So, Elaine, does that mean the university track?
I'm a newbie. I don't know. I'm a newbie.
Well, it could be fun then, couldn't it, hanging out with the USA team. Any more questions? You stay here first.
Question to Elaine. I heard that you helped your hometown to have a basic infrastructures and stuff. How do the hometown and people in the hometown mean to you?
Could you repeat that?
You helped your hometown to have a internet and stuff like that. I read it. Like,
Going back to Manchester, what have you done?
Yeah.
What have I done?
Yeah, and then also how the people in there support you as well.
Well, that hasn't been in process as yet to give back to my high school. Only thing I've done so far was a homecoming party that they kept after Olympics, so I'm not aware of that giving back thing, but something is going in the process to give back to both my primary and my high school, and the community as well.
Is it called Manchester?
Manchester High School.
That's a familiar name, isn't it?
Daphne, I wanted to talk to you about close races in Lausanne, UNMA, Talou. It was an exciting race. Do you sense when someone's next to you near the finish of a race?
I think it's perfect for your race because you run faster, and it's good that someone pushes you a little bit faster, because the only thing that you want is to win, and that's what I did in that moment.
And how do you keep yourself running through the finish, especially when races are so close?
Yeah, that's what I said. Try to stay relaxed and do your own thing, and try to focus on your own race, because it's 200 meters and it's only on the line there's the winner. And to focus on yourself, that's the key.
Obviously you want to win tomorrow, but is there a specific objective that you're trying to accomplish, something you're working on that you want to test on?
Well, because we have a heat and a final, my main objective is to get that first 30 meter and just to get my transition from 30 to the finish. So just to go to the first round, just to qualify to the finals, and just in the finals just focus on my start and just transit from there.
Elaine, at the Rio Olympics last year, at the end of the race, we were absolutely shocked that you have won. Are you more now confident and believe that, okay, I'm probably the best in the world, as you just said, and you're going to win? How do you feel now that you have accomplished that goal of being the young Olympic champion? And this year, how do you feel right now?
I feel great because actually yesterday I surprised myself at the Olympics. I surprised because I didn't expect to win, because in that year going to the trials I had a hamstring injury, so I didn't get to race after the championship, so I didn't know how race sharp I was, and to go to the Olympics and win a gold medal, even though I still can't find words to explain how well I have done, and I have accomplished a lot, but I am confident going to the championship. This will be my second World Championship. 2015 I ran only the 200. This year I'm focusing only on the 100 meters, so I'm really confident. I'm looking forward as well.
All done. Thank you very much to all three of you, especially Aries, who was still in the shower at 12:25. And good luck to all three of you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thanks.